This photo of Germa was recently discovered on Cactus Canyon. I confirmed it for myself, and it got me thinking about this map in general. It came out at a time where it seemed like TF2 was in a golden age to me. It seemed like every couple of months they were releasing some sort of somewhat memorable update. Valve was even experimenting with creating their own maps again, such as on July 8th, 2014, when Valve released the first beta map for Cactus Canyon, which is of course the map you see here. It's just a two-stage payload map that had quite a few changes over a couple of months. The map originally had 2 stages, I should add, with the second stage having this awkward, brutal yet fun choke point. A third stage was later added, as you can see here, but stage 2 would be removed on August 27th of 2014, leaving it as just a 2-stage map. This map was weird and you can't even queue into it anymore. I don't even know any servers that run it or have it in rotation, and it hasn't been updated since the middle of 2014. But it was a really fun map in a sort of classic Valve way. There used to be this jump you could do off of a few cliffs to get under the map. You could do things like shoot people from underneath and they couldn't shoot back. Added in the same update on July 7th, 2014 was an entirely new game mode and map, RD Asteroid, a map that actually looked like it was going to be finished. It's a game mode where you have to collect 300 points that you gather from stealing a reactor core similar to the intelligence and capture the flag, or killing these little robots and collecting what they drop. This map was extremely basic when it first launched. It was like you were playing on some weird alternate version of Orange. And now the map actually looks like it's in a good state. I'm honestly not sure why you can't even queue into it anymore as a missed game mode. It's a little bit sad to see all this work that Valve did go to waste. But speaking of dead game modes, a game mode that was removed before anybody watching this was even born. Arena. Specifically these 2 maps. This map, Off Blast, was added on August 13th, 2009, and one of the first maps, Lumberyard, being added in 2008. There are actually a few more unique maps to Arena, like Ravine and Watchtower, but this information is true for all of those maps. People say that after Meet Your Match, official Arena servers were killed. However, if I recall, you couldn't even queue into these using quick play for quite some time before that. A lot of these maps have been repurposed for things like Versus, Saxon Hill, but for Valve, these were abandoned a long time ago, like one of the first abandoned maps, TC Hydro. This map has always felt creepy to me. Not in some sort of annoying liminal space kind of way, but I first started Team Fortress 2 on the Orange Box, long after it was active on console, so running around with bots on this kind of weird and confusing map always creeped me out. When I finally started playing on PC, I wanted to play Hydra with other people, but to my surprise, I could never actually find anybody playing it, not even community servers. At some point, Hydra was added to quick play, but was never really played. You can still play it through casual matchmaking, but it hasn't received any sort of real attention in well over a decade, except for maybe a few minor changes for other updates. For other maps, there are plenty that were speculated upon, never implemented, or just never ported from the original Team Fortress Classic. There was even a secret Dust Bowl 2 which has seemed to turn into what is essentially just Payload Gold Rush. Finally, there's this weird kind of piece of shit map, CP Cloak. It is theorized that this map is just incomplete and was also thought to just be used for testing skybox scaling, likely never even intended for normal gameplay, especially given the fact that this control point takes like 50 seconds to cap. There are of course a lot of other maps that feel completely dead in this game, like Doomsday or that other special delivery map, but that's still at least a game mode that you can sometimes queue into. There are of course a lot of other maps that feel completely dead and abandoned by Valve, but I think there's too many to name right now, am I right?